Rain on the radar right now in those very same spots. Just want to touch on some current events here. The Space Coast had to scrub the launch of the Cygnus rocket up to the resupply the International Space Station again yesterday. This is the second one because of the winds. Hoping again later on this evening. We'll cross our fingers. Right now just a few sprinkles, but look at where the heavy rain is and a little bit of lightning, picking up a few strikes here and there. But overall, look at that red right now just to the east of Homestead, Miami. Downtown seeing some rainfall, just to the west at the airport too. Because of all of that deep tropical moisture, if you could max out the available moisture and bring it to the ground, that's kind of the situation we've had. It's just efficiently raining here. And then you have this stalled boundary, this front, stationary front, helping to focus all of it and leaving those types of conditions in place for days and days to come. So the map today looks a lot like yesterday, looks a lot like it's going to be tomorrow, with more rain in West Palm Beach and Miami, Fort Myers, maybe, Paul, as much as another inch or two in a lot of these spots.
Former naval aviators, Air Force guys, Coast Guard guys. I mean, these pilots put in a lot of time, and kudos to them. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
I've been on a flight where you've seen the runway and it's like, and you're like, oh my God.
You see the runway going sideways. I'm like, why? I'm on a window seat. I should be going this way, but that's scary.
All right. Well, good news is lower 48 as far as air travel goes, looking pretty good. New York, Chicago, Atlanta, all the big hubs, LAX for that matter, in great shape.
Looking pretty fantastic on your Saturday. Take a live look right now at St. Peter. Actually, but the Northeast is still dry and warm, well above average, and we're still watching some rain showers here across areas of South Florida. But the West Coast, we're still watching another storm system come into the Bay Area.
Wind and rain for Seattle.
Yeah, in fact, Tuesday into Wednesday, we'll see this moisture continue here across the West, now push into California and Oregon as well. In the interior, we're also seeing some rain showers and also some scattered rain showers here across the eastern Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley. But our temperatures cooling down, but not cold. Still highs close to 50 in Chicago, 43 in Minneapolis.
It's all relative, right? But you definitely still need the jacket. Look at Denver, though, into the 60s. You'll drop down into the 50s come Thursday with a few snow showers. Again, all related to what's happening across the West.
And this is really changing our pattern. So this week, in the beginning, this weekend, in the beginning of the week, we have more of a zonal flow. So weather's moving kind of west to east, and we're basically seeing the coolest weather north, warmest to the south. But now we're changing it by the middle and end of next week, so we're dipping down and bringing more storms here across the west, and while the east is waiting for that to push eastward.
Yeah, so when will that arrive? Here we go on Friday, and you've got east of the Mississippi, all the way from Detroit, Atlanta, on up into Philadelphia and Albany. That rain will be coming, but lots of blue on the map here across the west, and that's, again, great news for the ski resorts. Lots of ski resorts getting a chance to add a little more fresh powder, including in the Rockies. You have around Salt Lake City, Park City. Looking good. Yeah,
great early season and also holiday season snowpack out towards the west, and we're dry here in Texas through the weekend.
All right, still ahead. Got plenty of rain across the west too, including in San Francisco, enough to do some flash flooding out on the streets, make for wet commutes here. More to come. Of course, our big storm systems not only just impacting the area today, but the next few days, and you can see very, very clearly that spin across the Pacific and all of that moisture just being pumped right into the Pacific Northwest. So right now, no surprise, it's along the coast, the Olympic Mountains picking up some snow. You have the snow in the Cascades. The snow levels have been kind of going up and down with the approach and the exit of these storms, and that won't be any different the next couple of days. So changing driving conditions for sure. But not only several inches of rain, but those mountains will be picking up maybe several feet the next few days. So looking at today and tomorrow, you have rain in Spokane, Redding down to San Francisco, and that snow in through the Bitterroots into the Salt Lake City area. By Monday, it's rain for Seattle and Eugene. Tuesday, it moves back into Spokane. But again, this is an area, not just California, but also the Pacific Northwest inland areas desperately need that rain too. When it comes to the wind, this is a big part of these storm systems too. We're looking at high wind warnings along the Oregon coast with gusts up to 60 miles per hour, not out of the question, sustained 30, maybe even 40 miles per hour, Paul. Thank you. Much more ahead right here on Weekend Recharge. If you haven't really had time to break out those shovels in the north